everyone. How are you doing this evening? Hey Joe, welcome back and happy holidays to you as well. Happy holidays to everybody out there. Hope everybody's doing good. Where's everybody coming from? Hey Andrew, welcome. Thank you for sending the pictures as well. Welcome from Massachusetts and from California. Welcome from Maryland. I used to live in Northern Virginia, very close to Maryland, in Fairfax, Virginia to be exact. Welcome Robert, thank you for sending in your pictures from California. That's awesome. Small world. I really liked it there. I lived there for about 2 years. It was really cool. We'll give everybody a couple more minutes to join. Go refill your drink. Get everything ready. Sounds like a good evening there, Mark. Can't ask for anything better than that. And hopefully you do learn something tonight. And if you like the stream, be sure to smash that like button. It really helps me out. All right, I guess we'll get started. Hope everybody's doing well this evening. Thank you for everybody that sent in your pictures. You still got a few more minutes if you want to send in some pictures of your prints and show everybody what you've been doing for the holiday season here. And then we'll get started looking at everybody's pictures. All right, so I didn't see anything new in the filament page here, but they did show, looks like they're getting some more colors in the silk. I haven't really paid attention to this silk filament in a while here, but it looks like they have like a silver, and is it clear? Silver and white. Looks pretty cool. So I saw that. Did anybody else see anything super crazy? If you haven't got this swatch set yet, get it. And there's a really cool swatch holder, I think, in here. I printed one out. Is the one that Eduardo showed us last week. It's on here somewhere. But there's a cool little holder in here as well for all of the little swatches that makes it super easy to see all of them. So if you haven't, next time you order something from here, it's an easy $10 to spend on there. And then Hotfix says last minute present printing. My extruder went down less than 2 days ago, and I got the local Micro Center's last one on the shelf to get back soon. Yeah, I have a couple of backups of all of that stuff. The way I look at it is any of those easily replaceable parts that can put you down printing for a couple of days, get a couple of spares of those, right? Like I have an X1C. You know, when you can, I would recommend getting the complete assembly, right? If the fan goes out, if whatever, that whole assembly. And then, you know, most of these parts, like the extruder, it's $45. But again, if you don't have one of those, you could be out over a holiday weekend. Good grief. So I have spares of all of this stuff, the little ceramic heaters, the thermistors, the first stage feeder, and the AMS, everything. I got a spare all of this stuff. Anything that can go down, you know, just bit by bit. Every time you order something from Bambu, grab one of these accessories that could go down. And before you know it, you'll have a backup of everything. It's really good to have a backup of a backup of a backup of everything. But man, they sure are getting a lot of colors. And Joe says, I purchased a lot of filament, and now I have at least one roll of every PLA basic color and every color of ASA. That's good. I'll use up that ASA. I just got another roll of this ABS, and I got this color of ABS. This is a really cool color of yellow, and this is good for, I use this out in the wood shop, and for different adapters and different things out there, and I like these brighter colors for that. This yellow is really good. This orange is really good. The red is pretty bright as well. This mint is pretty bright as well. It stands out, and it's easy to find stuff. But yeah, ABS and ASA are really good for stuff that needs to hold up and stand up to stuff. And ASA especially will hold up outside. I just have the gray of the ASA, but I want to get every color of that as well. It's good that you have that, Joe. And then hot fix, I have 3 hot end assemblies, just never solved. Just never occurred to me to have an extruder problem solved while I fight with support to get the extruder replaced. That's funny. They're going to tell you it's a consumable, I would imagine. But yeah, I have, I think, 2 spare extruders. Because stuff gets caught up in those things too. And, you know, one of the things also having a spare of all of this stuff is you can clear out a jam inside of here while you put that other one in there and you continue your print. So if you're fixing a jam within here, which does happen from time to time, it's happened to me probably 2 or 3 times in the year that I've had the printer. You know, it's good to have that spare one. And again, anything that can take you down. Thank you for reminding everybody on the like button. It really does help me out. So if you do want to hit that like button, thank you. Yeah, Mark, have 3 of those, so if I get a claw, I can just pop a new one in. Yeah, I have like a whole extruder and everything for like the 0.6 and the 0.4, and then like one of these whole assemblies for the 0.2, right? Just so it's easy to change all of that stuff. And they are coming out with some third-party quick to change nozzles and higher flow and everything like that. But extruders, these things, you know, grab some of this stuff every time you go, you know, whatever printer you have, every time you go order some filament or something, grab one of these things. You know, grab an extra hot end, grab an extra plate sticker, or, you know, a carbon filter, all of these things that, you know, can go down or that you're going to need. Just grab an extra one of those every time. Before, like I said, before you know it, you'll have a whole extra printer there. And then Andrew, I've had to replace several AMS first stage feeder. I wonder if the AMS light will be able to hook to the P1 and X series in the future. I've had a bunch of AMS issues. Yeah, it can, the AMS can be finicky at times. I haven't had a ton of issues with it, but I've had to take both of them apart multiple times. So I can definitely see them. I do like the fact that the AMS light or whatever doesn't have all of that garbage in there. You know what I mean? You know, the bottom of this where all of that mixing is done, and then it's one thing that comes out, and then all of that stuff is kind of at a weird angle, and if you don't have it just right, it'll clog up in there. So I do like that from the AMS light, that all of these PTF tubes come together right there. I think that's nice, and I wish you could plug that into the back of one of these, right? To where that one tube goes in to go to the extruder right here. It would be really nice to just be able to plug that into the back of this. Maybe they'll do that with the next gen. Yeah, short travel is a big bonus. Yeah, because, you know, you have to pull this all the way back. It takes forever. You know, this, you don't have to pull everything all the way back to here. It only has to pull from back up to here, and then the next one can go down into the mixer. So I do like that. That is I mean, I think this could be a little bit better going into an enclosed printer, but hopefully they do something similar to this with the next enclosed printer, like the next bit. Hopefully they do a extra large one of these. But yeah, I do like that idea right there. And that's less stuff for the filament to get clogged into, right? You just load it in and it's just gonna put it right there ready to go. So Then I bought 4 nozzles and 4 hot ends recently. Costly but necessary downtime is the pits. Yeah, all those things are consumable. They'll eventually go out. All right, I didn't see anything else of interest other than if you do change this to global. What's funny is if you change this to global, the Christmas plaque is back, but it just says sold out. So be careful of that. I wonder if someone will remove innards of AMS and mount on back of printer. That'd be funny. And have the poop shoot out the side for the next gen. Out the side, or honestly, out the bottom. Because I don't use the little tray and all of that. I have a hole cut and there's a trash can below there, and I changed that. I mess with the poop chute every 6 months when it fills up that giant trash can. But yeah, I would rather have it out the side or somewhere where all the wires aren't like directly below where the filament comes out and gets in the way of all of that. But yeah, on the side would be nice. I agree with you, Andrew. And then Hot Fix, I really want to try their PLA metal and compare it to silk, but not at $30 a roll. The metal looks pretty good. Compared to the silk, I don't know. I think the silk might be a little bit shinier. But I don't know, I like the metal. I have all of these. It looks really good. Very shiny. I have all of these. I have the blue one. But you can see the silk, to me, is a little bit shinier than the metal. I don't have the black, but I have all these other ones. And anyone replace the carbon rods? No, I haven't had to replace the carbon rods. And then Lester, I thought about taking them AMS apart and having them all in one unit. That's an idea, right? I mean, if you have 2 of them, it'd be good. Hey, Eduardo, welcome back. All right, so we can get into some pictures here. And we'll start with Renee, who sent this in at the end of last week's stream. Sorry I didn't get to this one last week, Renee, and then I got the one that you sent in this week as well. But we'll take a look at that. I believe it's 60 hours in on this, but I love the colors that you chose there, and it's turning out really, really good. It looks really nice. You have over 5,000 hours on yours, but hope you don't have to swap out the rods. Looks like a pain. Yeah, it does look like a pain. I don't want to have to take that thing all the way apart. I have not ventured. That's the one piece of electronics that I have not ventured under the hood of yet. Maybe if they come out with a new XL one, I'll take that one apart and start tinkering with some stuff in there. But I haven't wanted to really mess with it because I haven't wanted to break it, honestly. Yeah, the colors on this are really nice. I love that green. What green is that? Is that one of the bamboo greens? Renee? Are you out there? Hopefully the XL comes out in January or February. Isn't that what the rumor is? Or who knows what the latest rumor is on that? Eduardo, what's the latest rumor on the XL? I know you got your ear to the ground probably more than I do on that one. Is my audio back? Hey, Colorado Adventure Club. It's one of the PLA basic filaments. Yeah, it's a really cool color, and I like the combination with the gray, and then it looks really cool on top of it there. This looks super clean. That is a good job. This looks really good. Eduardo, you haven't heard a specific date yet? Two weeks after Boxing Day. It took forever with the color changes. What did you say in your email? 65 hours total? Is that what it took for this? It looks really good. Like, well worth it. I would say well worth it. That looks really, really clean. +65 hours. That's crazy. The two back pieces were 19.5 hours. That's a lot. Yeah, how much filament? That's a good question. So I know Joe's took a lot of filament as well, all of his organizers, and took forever to print there too, but 65 is a lot, but that is a lot of structure there. Yeah, cutouts and single colors to cut down time and filament waste. 4 rolls of gray. Yeah, I could believe it. How was it? Just one roll of the green or multiple rolls of the green? And Crabwire says, I'm new to the Bambu ecosystem. My A1 arrives Tuesday. Congratulations. Curious about doing multicolors. I have Hatchbox white. Do I use generic white, or is there a profile for that brand? I'm not aware of a profile, at least on the X1C, for that brand. But you can use the generic white and just let it do its thing from there. The generic will get you pretty close. Yeah, hopefully early next year we get the XL. All right, and then next on the list will be Colorado Adventure Club. And again, he sent this one in last week. I believe this is a mount for a speaker. Colorado Adventure Club, if you want to say anything about that. And Eduardo, my son, updated the new firmware on his X1 Carbon, and he is having issues with his printer. Try doing a factory reset on it, Eduardo. Did it get interrupted or anything? That can happen. Try to do a factory reset on it, and you should be good to go. Email me if you run into any trouble. Try to help you. This is a speaker pod, an adapter for a first gen Forerunner. The resonance frequency of the x-axis differs greatly from last calibration. Please clean the carbon rod and rerun the machine calibration afterwards. Is the tray straight on all of the rods, Eduardo? Yeah, I recently updated all of my stuff and it's working great. Yeah, that's an interesting error, Eduardo. He has cleaned it several times. But maybe try, instead of going back to a firmware, have you done like a factory reset on it so it resets, so it doesn't have a previous calibration? You know what I mean? If you do factory reset, it doesn't have a previous calibration to even have that error in the first place. Hopefully. Is that a cigarette plug under the speaker? That looks like the fuel release door, actually. But that might be old enough to have a cigarette plug. I had to tighten up mine after about 7 months of good use, but I think Eduardo's son's is brand new. Yeah, and you haven't had any problems with your 2. That's just weird. It just seems like it's got a glitch in it. That's why I'm saying try a factory reset on there. Reset that thing. Wipe all. There's some glitch in there, Eduardo. Just try to get it wiped out. I think you'll be all right. And hotfix, we had a large temp drop in the DC area. Wonder if that's to blame for some people prints and they just associate the recent firmware as a cause. You know, differences in humidity can definitely affect your filament. It's good to keep your filament, especially in a humid area like the DC area, right? Your filament is trying to draw in water. So, you know, if you have a lot of humidity change in there, that could affect the way that the filament prints. We're lucky here in Colorado that we don't have the, you know, enormous humidity like in the DC area, or like when I lived in Minnesota. It's very humid there too. And then some more of these lamps. These lamps turn out really cool. Those from the lithophane. They look really, really cool. Like the detail is just phenomenal on there. Yeah, Colorado Adventure Club, didn't you say the camera looked different in the new one as well? Did you notice that as well, Eduardo? And then Robert, did the lithophanes cast an image on the wall? No. But that's an interesting question. It does have me thinking that, what about making a lithophane for a flashlight per se, right? I'm not sure if they have that on that lithophane website. But that would be neat to make like a little cover that goes on a flashlight that would create like a shadow or something like that. What speed do you print the lithophanes at? Most of the finer print stuff I keep just on the normal speed. I don't try to do the ludicrous on there. I'm sure you could. And maybe with the new nozzle, like Colorado Adventure Club has one of those new nozzles, you might be able to do that. Renee, please YouTube move that heart. Yeah, get that stupid heart out of here. I agree with you. Smash the like button if you wish the heart would get the heck out of the way from the comments there. Whenever you hear me having a hard time reading a comment, it's because the stupid heart is in the way and I'm trying to decipher what the word behind the heart is. My first X1 carbon combo is about 6 months old, and my new one is only a month. I have not noticed any differences among them. I have 4 AMS and see no differences. So my X1C camera on my network shows up as a FOSS cam, and I wonder, that's how we would know if it would be different or whatever, is it shows up, it would show up as a different model or a different model number. But I remember you saying something about that, Colorado Adventure Club. And then Rudolph says I print with the A1 Mini and .2 nozzle in ludicrous mode. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure you could. And then I thought you needed to slow it down to sub 150 millimeters for outer walls. Yeah, I don't know, Rudolph, are you printing lithophanes or just normal stuff at really high fidelity with the .2? I have not tried that super tiny nozzle at the ludicrous mode, though. That's interesting. Just with color. Let's move to the next one. That one looks cool too. Yeah, with lithophane. That's awesome. That's good to know. Thank you for sharing that, Rudolph. All of their printers just amaze me with the speed and how easy it is to get the speed out of them. I just haven't tried it, and with those, I just don't print at that speed. Colorado Adventure Club, I don't know if you print at ludicrous mode with these lithophanes or not. You see, I was wondering that too, Robert, that with the fine nozzle, the flow is less. I'm wondering if like the .6 or the .8 would be different, and those would probably be the bigger recipients of that higher speed and nozzle. But yeah, you can only squeeze so much out of that tiny little hole. That's a good point, Robert. I've done one color lithophane. I finally got the backplate too. I need to finish that. I think I need to make a part 2 of that video. And this lamp took 16 hours. And you did it standard. Yeah. Then Eduardo, I have about 2,500 hours on my first X1 and not yet changed any parts on my printer other than the filament color. I had to change it once. Yeah, that's good. Other than changing nozzle sizes to print different things, I've had, well, when I ran carbon fiber through one nozzle, it kind of messed it up. After that, it didn't really print very well. But I haven't had, I had a piece of filament get super stuck in my extruder, and when I pulled it apart, I wasn't as patient as I probably should have been, and I broke it. But other than that, it's been just very minor stuff. Then you doubt that the high flow insert would make a difference because of flow rate. Interesting. That one looks cool. And do Colorado Adventure Club, do each one of these take 16 hours to do the whole lampshade? Or does it vary? You think the pic looks better whenever you convert it to JPEG? Yeah, I think there's more information in JPEG than what's the other format? PNG. 15 to 18 hours on each one. Yeah, those turn out good. Where do you get the rest of the lamp parts and everything? Is that just an Amazon special? 3-color LED bulb. Yeah, the lithophane is pretty cool. Lithophane printing is pretty cool. All right, let's jump to the next person here. We'll go with Andrew. Dude, that thing is giant. That's awesome. A life-size bender. This is probably the coolest print so far. Yeah, this looks really good. How many hours and rolls is in this one? Yeah, I want to print this immediately. How many weeks do I have to tie my printer down for? Yeah, we got to know how many spools, how many hours, what are all the details on this? 6'2" tall. Yeah, that thing is giant. It's awesome. Way above my pay grade. 25 rolls, maybe more. I don't know. How tall is it? 6'2". At least 12 rolls. That's it. I would think more. That is an awesome workspace, but I think it might be a kitchen. It might be a kitchen secondly. Machines making machines, C3PO. That's so funny. This thing is awesome. Thank you for sending it in, Andrew. This is pretty awesome. You have 3 printers and it took about a week. That's awesome. What's the other picture of it? What's inside? Good question, Robert, right away. It's empty inside. That is so awesome. Yeah, this is a good one. Thank you for sharing this. This is a really cool print. Can it fit a can fit a case of beer in it? That's awesome. Yeah, did you make all of the files for this to print it, or did you get it from somewhere, or where did you get all the files to print it? This thing is awesome. A friend wants to put a mini fridge in it. That's a great idea. That thing is awesome. Shut up and take my money. That's hilarious. And then Bill's Pop. Hello, I just got a Bambu X1 Carbon. Do you have any suggestions for prints? Honestly, go to Maker World. There's a ton of things there, and it's really easy to print stuff from Maker World. Bill's Pop That'd be my suggestion of where to start is go to Maker World. And there's tons of stuff in here, like these Star Wars characters, and you can just open it directly in Bambu Studio, these prints directly in there and line it up. There's tons of stuff in there to get you going and printing and stuff. Droid Division Design. On Etsy. Interesting. Yeah, printables is the go-to second, and then Thingiverse is the go-to third. You did the Star Wars pit droids as well, and they're 4 feet tall. That's awesome. We need a Bambu printer that can print this whole thing. That's how big of the XL we need. Yeah, this is a great print, Andrew. Send us some pictures of the pit droids for next week's stream. Get Ivan Miranda to create the monster size Bambu printer. That's funny. 350 by 350 by 400, please. Yes. This is a great use of your printer. I was watching Gremlins a while ago and was thinking, what if? That's funny. The new one on SI is coming out, Dr. Lester. Yeah, thank you for sending these pictures in. This one's awesome. Let's see who is next on the list. We will go with Mark. Let's take a look at what you sent in for us. And thank you again for sending these in. This is a Christmas ornament. That's really cool. A new Gremlins movie? That'd be awesome. I'd watch it. Gizmo Kaka, let's go. I'm ready for a new Gremlins movie. I'd watch it for sure. You just sent the droids and the mini bender. All right, if we have time for them, we'll get to them. Then Sign Pilot, who wants to guess what Bambu's next printer is going to be. Hopefully it's an extra large X1 carbon. Yeah, this turned out really cool. Nice detail. Yeah, that one too. Yeah, you watched the new Gremlins tonight? What? I know what I'm watching after the stream then. Yeah, we're ending this thing on the dot. Just kidding. It'll probably be a bed slinging XL for beginners given their recent output. And I hope it's a larger enclosed. So I'm really starting to like ABS and ASA a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of too. This looks really good. Is this filament or did you paint it? This looks really, really cool. Rudolph, don't be afraid of bed slingers. The issue that I have with them is it's not enclosed, and for like ABS and ASA and some of the carbon fibers, you need enclosed printers to print those. I'm not afraid of them, I just hate them. Prefer your A1 Mini over your P1S in many cases. It depends on what you're printing. Again, if you don't need the enclosed stuff, then they're just fine. Renee, they can keep the bed slingers. Been there, done that. Yeah, I just like the enclosed because I do the exotic materials. And then Eduardo, you just installed the bento box for your 2X1 carbons. That's this week's video. You'll see that tomorrow along with some other stuff. I installed that bento box as well. And then Mark said this is Sunlu silk silver filament. Looks good. And then Eduardo, your issue with ABS is the fumes. Watch tomorrow's video. Will help you feel a little bit more comfortable with printing with that and ASA. Yeah, PLA is fine. If all you're going to print is multicolor PLA, the A1 and the A1 Mini are perfect. Bed slingers need more support. No. Do like the AMS is better on the A1s. Definitely agree with that. I have some large prints that would not fare well on slingers. Yeah, the bed moving around a lot. If you remember when I did like the torture test on the gold PEI plate with those ones that were sitting at 45 degree, I don't know. It'd be interesting to run that. I don't have a bed slinger to run that same test on there, but I don't know if all the shake moving around would fare well with that. And then Larry, Eduardo, how did you route the power? Yeah, I did mine externally. I didn't dig into the X1 and put the power in there. And then Mark, I hate the top. That's why I had asked about variable layer height. I'm working on that video, Mark, for you. Coming soon. And what are you using for the visor? There's a small hole on the back left of the X1 carbon. Yeah, see, I put mine on the right-hand side in the back, and I just ran the wire kind of out the front. It worked fine. And then Robert, can you connect the A1 AMS to an X1? Not that I know of. And this print was all in one on the X1C. And Colorado Adventure Club, the problem I've had with smoothing is that the sheen changes, and I don't like that. I think there's another picture of this too, right? Yeah. I used a welding visor for my Mano helmets. So this is a welding visor, the black part right here. That's awesome. And Eduardo power is external. Yeah, I didn't run it through the back or anything like that. You might look at that. I just ran it out the front because my power plug is out the front anyway. If I ran it out the back, it would have made it more impossible. And what causes the color change at the top? I believe that's what Colorado Adventure Club is talking about. Is the smoothing, or is that the ironing that you're talking about, Colorado Adventure Club? It changes the sheen of it at the top. And Renee, I used a welding visor also. Awesome. And you have the power connected to a Wi-Fi switch. That's a good idea too, so you don't have to reach in there and turn on the little switch or forget it. Then Rudolph, can you avoid the color change at the top with high-speed filament? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Then is it possible to make the visor using resin and still be able to see through it? Not sure. And then Colorado Adventure Club, the smoothing, when it does the variable layer height, if you go too smooth, it won't be good. That was just the layers on it. Bambu doesn't like the printing at the top. And then YYC, I would recommend it. Sign Pilot. Wouldn't recommend it, I guess. Super cool helmet. Yeah, this one looks really cool too. Oh, okay, that makes sense, Rudolph. The higher speed versions of filament have less or no influence of speed versus shine. Moo, Robert, that's funny. Yeah, this one looks really cool. I like that kind of triangle pattern in the background. That looks pretty cool. Is that, what is that pattern on it that looks really interesting? Mooey Christmas. Printed on a PEO plate. Interesting. And I guess there's a PEY plate or something like that now. Amazon build plate. Is it an Amazon build plate? The carbon fiber one looks really cool too. That is a Amazon or AliExpress or whatever build plate. Oh, those cats look cool. That's kind of a cool little silhouette thing. Eat more chicken. That's funny. Have you seen the textured plates that have a holographic texture? I have not seen that. And then Eduardo, I'll open that up if we get time. And what you mean by holographic is very fine texture that transfer colors to the print. I have not seen that. That sounds very interesting though. And curious if the top layer of the ornament was printed using monotonic or monotonic line, might help make the diagonal lines disappear. And it showed up in both prints, but not quite in the same place. That turned out really nice. And Brad, it doesn't transfer colors. It's just very fine texture that diffuses light. Yeah, that's interesting. And Robert says to get rid of the diagonal lines, turn on the retraction. Great tip. And I think it was 3D Print Nerd that had a video on it. The problem is the travel after it's done. Yeah, the gold looks really nice on here. This looks really cool. Is she a Lakers fan? Yeah, the gold and purple. And Hotfix have a number of the holographic plates. Some work better than others. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. All right, we'll kind of have to, we're already over an hour. Thank you everybody for sending in so many pictures. I'll try to get through all of them tonight. I hear some more coming in. We'll get to all of the ones that we didn't get to this week, next week. And I'm still learning how to do things, so only been at it a year, and the X1C only 4 months with it. It's good. You're doing some cool stuff in here. Which way to the wine? That's funny. And then next on the list is Robert and the pieces that he sent in. Robert, do you want to tell us about your prints? And then Eduardo just sent an email guide of the installation. Yeah, I got that as well. I just don't have a chance to jump to my email right now during the stream. Then this is a gift box with a USB drive in it, right? So it looks like some jewelry. Yeah, that looks cool. That's a really cool pattern on the top of it as well. It looks really good. Why are you guys still in my box? The bento box. That's funny, Mark. Yes, this. I was going to ask if this is one of the build plates that has that carbon fiber pattern on it. Those look cool. I haven't tried them yet. I might have to buy a bunch of build plates and make another video on it. All right, everybody. This is the last picture I had from the ones that I downloaded. Again, everybody, the ones that I didn't get to, I'll download and we'll start the stream next week with it. $8 AliExpress special. Awesome. I have a couple of their plates. They all work just fine. They were super cheap too. They just take forever to get here. But we'll go ahead and end it tonight. About 15 minutes over. Hope everybody has a great holiday. Merry Christmas to everybody. And happy holidays. Hope everybody has some time off and gets to see their family. And I'll see everybody tomorrow for the video, and I'll see everybody next week. Thanks, everybody.